The members of the Alpine Fire Department were just about to head home from work. Suddenly, Mike comes stumbling back. Mike pulls out his cell phone and shows Eric, the team leader, a picture of himself at the top of the mountain. Eric patted Mike on the shoulder, which meant that Mike had passed his initial test. The team gave Mike a bottle of mineral water. The tired Mike drank it down. As a troubled teenager, Mike was a drug addict, a thief, and had nothing to do all day. When he found out that his girlfriend was pregnant, Mike went to her. Anna. He wanted to take on the responsibility of being a father. Anna tells Mike that she can take care of the baby herself, and that she doesn't need a troubled father like Mike. His mother throws Mike an envelope and tells him to get out of the house before dark. Looking at the money in the envelope, Mike resolved to make a change. Michael thought for a long time in front of the Alpine Fire Department and decided to go in and give it a try. Although Mike tried to conceal himself, Eric recognized him at first glance. Eric's first question was, "How long have you been clean?" Mike replied, 3 months. Mike told him why he was applying for the firefighter job and how he wanted to change. Eric decided to give Mike a chance. Eric led the team in a training routine. Mike had a hard time adjusting to the intensity of the training. Within a few steps, Mike began to vomit violently. Little did he know that the second-rate firefighting team would soon become firefighting heroes. However, to become a qualified firefighter, Mike had to undergo even more rigorous training. The slightest deviation from his professional answers could result in the entire team being penalized. Soon they'll have their first test. As second-rate firefighters, they're responsible for digging a barrier. Looking at the blazing fire and the helicopter shaking in the air, Mike was a little nervous. All that hard training had paid off. Soon a long barrier was dug. Mike's job was to stand in the distance and light it. Everyone was relaxed as they watched the fire being extinguished in the distance. Soon after, the captain, Eric, told us the good news. The Alpine Fire Department has been upgraded from a second-rate fire department to a first-rate fire department. At the celebration, Captain Eric thanked his family and teammates for their support. As a first-rate fire department, they'll be taking on more responsibility. Mike was also recognized by his girlfriend. Mike almost choked up when he picked up his daughter. The mission was to protect the 2,000-year-old tree. The team first had to clear the surrounding area of combustible materials. Then, they dug out an isolation zone around the tree. Finally, they used fire to fight fire to stop the fire from spreading. Soon after the fire was extinguished, the tree was intact. Everyone was happy to take a group photo under the tree, but a fire would soon trap them all inside. A huge forest fire broke out in the next province. The Alpine firefighting team has been called in to help put out the fire. Everyone is in a relaxed mood, chatting and laughing along the way, but the experienced team leader recognizes that a fire of this magnitude could spread very quickly at any time. Mike, who was in charge of measuring the wind direction, stood high above the fire and observed the fire in the distance. Suddenly, Mike realized that the wind was blowing in the wrong direction and the fire was spreading towards him. Mike told the captain to evacuate quickly and to get out of the area himself. The fire soon enveloped Mike. Luckily, a ranger arrived in time to save Mike. Mike was able to get out of the fire. The wind had changed direction again. Eric, who was evacuating, realized something was wrong. Eric called out to everyone to get ready for the coming fire. The group quickly cleared a clearing. Eric called for an airplane to sprinkle the area with water to increase their chances of survival, but there was too much smoke for the planes to see their exact position. In a moment of crisis, Eric had to ask everyone to throw away their belongings and hide in the tents to avoid the fire, which might still have a chance of survival. At the moment, the only sound on Mike's walkie-talkie was the sound of the fire burning. I don't know how long it took for the fire to go out. When rescuers arrived, they saw only scorched earth and 19 charred bodies. Except for Mike, the rest of the team was killed. When he heard the news, Mike pounded his chair. He wished he had died with his teammates. Families gathered in the gym praying that the survivor was their husband, son, or father. Mike walked into the gym against all the others' wishes so that the families of his teammates could see him and accept the reality of the situation. Mike was silent for a moment in front of the desperate eyes and turned away. It takes more courage to die than it does to be alive.